What's up, guys? We've got a lot to talk about today. We're talking about the carry permit yet again, but we're going to talk about it from a different standpoint. So I teach a lot of carry permit classes, and there's all this riffraff about should you take the carry permit class, should you not take it. I already have videos talking about you should definitely take it. It's going to benefit you in court for taking it. Talk about that later. But this is why you should definitely take the carry permit class, because you're going to shoot in that class. So as you can see, there is a target in front of me. After doing the class portion, we do a written test. It's open notes. I tell everybody, hey man, if you're going to fail an open notes test where you can take pictures of the TV and write notes, I don't know what to tell you. But after everybody passes the written test, we have the shooting test. So right now this target is at 3 yards. Long story short, the target gets 20 rounds at 3 yards, 20 rounds at 5 yards, and 10 rounds at 7 yards. I break it up. We do 10 at 3, 10 at 5, 10 at 7, 10 at 5, 10 at 3. Because a lot of people aren't used to just sustained fire 20 rounds straight. A lot of people gas out. They start getting tied up here. They start throwing their shots. And speaking of throwing their shots, when I'm talking to them in the class before we go shoot, I'm like, hey, we have, this silhouette right here, and your goal is we shoot a box of 50 rounds. Your goal is to keep at least 35 of those shots, 35 out of those 50, within the gray 7 ring. If you hit any shot in the black silhouette, that's -1 point. If you hit any shot in the white, that's -2 points. So I come up to the target and I count back from 100. Let's say you have one in the white, you're at a 98 because that's -2 points. You have one in the black, that's -1 point, so now you're at a 97. All the other ones are in the 7 ring. Good, you're at a 97. You pass. You got to get at least a 70 to pass. But what Dwayne, you guys have seen Dwayne. Dwayne's great. You're going to continue seeing him because he's a great instructor, a great friend. What we both tell our classes, because he teaches carry permit classes too, is if you hit in the white, you missed your target. You missed it. Akil from Citizen Safety Academy, he's a good mentor of mine. He says, aim small, hit small, not aim small, miss small, because that bullet's going to hit something. So in an air-conditioned environment, no stress. Like, you might have a little bit of stress because you want to pass, but there's no time on the shooting qualification. You can stand here and take as much time as you want. I've had older people come in. I just had a guy in my last class. He had to shoot for a little bit, and then he had to sit down because he couldn't stand for a long time. But I'm very supportive of people wanting to come in and shoot. So hey man, as long as you can load the gun and you can shoot, if you need to take your time, you just need to take your time. There's no time on it. And if you're still taking all the time in the world and you're throwing shots in the white, yikes. Because what happens when your heart falls through the floor? Bad guys moving and you're moving. So I think that shooting this is a great way for you to not only get a good gauge on what you can do with minimal stress, but you also get to see other people shoot and how they are. Because a lot of guys will come in here, guys and girls, and at the beginning class, say, hey, who's never shot a gun before? If you've never shot a gun, you can't take the class, because this isn't a class where I teach you how to shoot. This is a class where you demonstrate that you can shoot. So people will say, oh, well, I shot, last time I shot was 6 months ago or whatever. And then, they got their chest out, they got all this information from the internet, but they actually haven't put it into practice. So they know everything, and then they get in here, bomb it, man. They'll pass with, maybe a 73 or something, but shots all over the place. And meanwhile, the quiet guy with the Steve Urkel glasses who didn't say anything in class has, a super tight group, and he didn't say anything, right? So I'm going to shoot this to show you how it looks, and I think that this is one of the most important classes that you can take, especially as a beginner, not having a ton of experience. If you're a competition shooter winning championships and stuff like that, okay. But if you're just starting out, or you don't get to the range and shoot, or you don't get to the range and shoot and have instruction, because it's different when you're just coming into the range and you're just shooting, trying to figure out what to do, as opposed to somebody standing next to you, watching your body as you're shooting and can say, hey, you're doing this. This is how we fix that. Hey, you're doing this. This is how we fix that. Try this. Okay, try this. And then start to see your shots improve. One more thing before I start shooting, I have a woman that I'm training, young, maybe, 28 or so, 28 years old, moved down here to Nashville, and she lives by herself, so she was like, I want to get a gun. And I've been training her, maybe 4 times so far, and she came in and took the permit class. Now, there was another guy who also took the class. Great guy. Like, we talked a lot, and his credentials are highly exceptional. He's military. Everything was great. And they both shot a Glock. They both shot a Glock 17. And her grouping was, just fist tight. His had there was some space. There were a lot of flyers. She got a 100. He got, I think it was a 91 or somewhere around there. And her seeing him and how he did gave her more confidence, because she's just been training by herself the whole time, and she wasn't able to compare what she was doing to somebody else. And I told her, you see how you did better than homeboy over there? I was like, now don't get too big for your britches. He can jump out of a helicopter and, take down a building and, liberate a village and all that type of stuff. But you get to see that your training is paying off, because when you're coming in by yourself, you're just comparing yourself to you. So you get to see that, and you get all the benefits of having a permit. So that's enough talking on that. Try to keep it quick for y'all. I'm gonna go on and shoot 10 and go through the process. All right, we always keep magazines loaded to 10, just so you don't get so caught up in shooting that you accidentally shoot more than 10, because we all do it as a group. I say, load and make ready, and then fire 10 at 3 yards whenever you're ready. All right, so I'm gonna do mine. All right, 10, now I'm gonna move it to 5. I did shoulders today, but no excuses, we're still good. All right, I'll move it to 7. Coming back to 5. All right, so now we got 10. Let's move to 3. All right, so the audio went out, and I had already crumbled up the paper and thrown it in the trash, but basically this is what you want. Just fist size grouping within 7 yards. You want to be able to hold that. I was shooting a little bit more rapidly, but a lot of people don't shoot it that rapidly. A few do, but most people are taking their time because there's no time limit. We're trying to get it done quickly so the video can be short, so you continue to watch it. But this is something that you really want to do. I highly advise it. Not only do you get to see kind of where you are and where other people are in the class, but you get to learn the law as well, because almost everybody who I work with who's new comes in here and they talk about, what about the law? I think we have constitutional carry now. How does that work? And then I go through that whole process with them and talk about the fight after the fight and how, you know, that legal battle is going to clap your cheeks. So you need to prepare for that. So come in, do a carry permit class. Not everybody, you know, does it short like me. Mine are relatively short. Yeah, I can get 8 hours worth of training done, you know, pretty quickly. Some instructors take 8 hours and they're not as exciting to listen to and not as handsome to look at. But get in there and do it, bring a snack and get in here, really see what you can do, learn the law, and then continue training. Sign up for a 1 hour, sign up for a 2 hour private lesson with somebody, sign up for a defensive handgun class with somebody, sign up if you're out in Murfreesboro, Citizen Safety Academy, the Pro Social Pistol, sign up for that class. Get out and keep training, because it is a fleeting skill. If the last time you shot was in 6 months, even if you know how to load and rack the slide and see your sights and everything, you're rusty. It just is what it is. So hope you like that. Like, comment, subscribe. Awesome trainings. Roll mine.